Hey there guys, and welcome back to another reaction video, mainly because, uh, you know, I just felt like it. Anyway, today we will be reacting to 7 worst power-ups that screwed you over. So yeah, let's press play and see what 7 power-ups you definitely shouldn't pick up.
Power-ups in video games are generally something you want to acquire on account of
technically
stronger, faster, or fulfill a promotional consideration agreement between the game's publisher and a major energy drink brand.
Oh, are you kidding me? Is that real?
However,
is that real?
Power-up will do you good. Lurking in some games are power-ups that actually make you worse off, whether by harming you, stealing your money, or just making the game much more difficult to play.
Wait. Are you kidding me? Is getting a hug in Elden Ring... Wait.
Steer clear of these 7.
Is getting a hug in Elden Ring really one of those power-ups you shouldn't actually pick up? Cause come on man, that game is tough as hell. I mean, what do you expect of a Souls game? Just randomly getting a hug after like a really fucking annoying boss, you know?
Because if you pick them up, you'll wish you hadn't. Don't say we didn't warn you.
Huh. Rupu. That face though.
Zelda game can tell you that the currency in those games is rupees, green, blue and red crystals that you can use to buy items and equipment, and more importantly, pay the entry fee to go fishing.
Huh.
In several Zelda games, though, there exists the dark yang to the rupee's yin, the anti-money item known as the Rupor. Series creator Shigeru Miyamoto has gone on record to call the Rupor the evilest item in all of Hyrule, which is saying something considering this is also the series that features the terrifying evil moon that destroys the entire planet.
So that Rupor...
Swords, Phantom Hourglass and Skyward Sword, Rupors look like regular rupees, except they're black, and instead of adding to your cash total, they take money away. Oh, and instead of Link looking happy about picking one up, he instead makes a face like someone backed into his car and drove off without leaving a note.
Why he's making that face?
So there is a plus side, I guess.
Although the face is funny. Huh. Poison mushroom.
The best-known power-ups from the Mario series of platformers are the mushrooms, from the super mushroom, which makes you big.
Totally doesn't make Mario go on a very weird trip, if you know what I mean. Anyway.
The mega mushroom, which makes you really big.
Alright, that's a new one for me.
And the weird mushroom, which, maybe we'll just leave the weird mushroom. What the mushrooms is that they help Mario on his adventures. The super mushroom lets him take another hit, the mega mushroom lets him smash through the scenery, and the weird mushroom lets you jump higher or something.
Makes Mario look like Wario. Maybe.
Sorry, can we get it off the screen? I don't want to look at it anymore. One mushroom that isn't beneficial to the platforming plumber, however, is the poison mushroom, which paints a far more accurate picture of the real-world results of eating random mushrooms you find on the ground.
Yeah.
Making their debut
Rando mushroom.
The Lost Levels, poison mushrooms initially looked enough like super mushrooms that you might conceivably fall for their trap. But by the time Super Mario 3D Land rolled around, poison mushrooms had a purple cap, emitted billowing clouds of poison gas, and, fed up of hanging around waiting to be picked up and eaten, they actively chased you around the level. Terrifying.
Greetings, great champion.
Oh no!
I am
no! The hug is a lie!
My stay at the Round Table Hall.
By the way, I actually bought a copy of Elden Ring recently, so I was actually looking forward to getting hugs in the game.
Great champion, would you allow me to hold you? But briefly.
Many things about Elden Ring are confusing, like how there's a Commander Neil and a Commander O'Neill, and they are in no way related.
Face stab! For the win.
Software game, it's the law that Elden Ring needs to leave important backstory, controls, and game mechanics intentionally vague, so that you can spend hours on wikis trying to figure out just what the hell is going on. The same applies
Yep.
to various bits of equipment, gear, and power-ups you acquire throughout the game. And if you're anything like me, you may well have been playing a good chunk of the game at a disadvantage because you didn't realize you'd activated a negative power-up. The power-up in question is called Balderkin's Blessing, and you get it from Fear, the creepy deathbed companion who's lounging around in Roundtable Hold, offering free hugs. This might seem like a terrible idea, but don't worry. Fear assures you, in return for a hug, she'll provide you with the aforementioned Balderkin's Blessing, a usable power-up that you can pop to boost your poise when you need it.
But what's the but, or what's the catch? The hug's a lie. I can't believe it.
What she doesn't mention, outside of euphemistic remarks about sharing your lively vigor, is that having Balderkin's Blessing in your inventory reduces your life bar. In numerical terms, it drops your vigor by 1 point, which, depending on your level, can be a not insignificant percentage of your health, particularly in a game where everything is trying as hard as it can to kill you all the time.
I mean, that's not that big of a debuff.
If you use Balderkin's Blessing, your lost vigor point will return, but seeing as poise is a pretty esoteric stat that most people won't be thinking about too much in the heat of battle, you could go for a long time with this mysterious debuff, wrecking your chances of beating these various commanders and Neils.
I command thee.
Oh, come on, now you're doing it on purpose.
Well, shit. The hug is a lie. I could not believe my eyes there.
Driving games have changed a lot since 1997.
No
Today we
shit.
have the Forza series, which gives us incredible visuals, painstakingly modeled cars, and real-world locations to drive them in.
By the way, my half-brother actually really likes Forza Horizon, or that Forza Horizon, you know? Anyway.
1997's Carmageddon, on the other hand, gave you a big red car with a knife on the roof and let you drift it sideways through an American football team.
Sorry.
Races in Carmageddon
That
could be won in
sounds like
ways.
fun,
You could race
actually.
through all the checkpoints, boring, or kill every pedestrian on the level, or total the cars of all the other racers, leaving you as the only driver with a working vehicle. In this ignoble quest, there were various power-ups dotted around the courses to give you the upper hand, like turbo boosts or an instant repair for your ailing car. However, there were a few power-ups that you'd want to avoid, as they'd really mess with your chances of picking up a W. For example, Bodywork Trashed, which would wreck your car, or Pedestrian Harvest, which sticks a bunch of screaming pedestrians to your car, which is, as you can imagine, quite distracting.
I mean, honestly, that would be more fitting to me, you know, screaming.
Pinball mode power-up, which made your car bounce off any object in the game like a pinball being launched off a bumper.
That's just a funny one.
That on paper, but the sheer amount of physics going on here means that the slightest tap to your car would send it pinwheeling off into walls, trees, and other cars, and in an enclosed space, it could wreck your car in seconds, regardless of how carefully you tried to drive.
That's just hilarious.
Which was obviously not at all. The game's called Carmageddon, people.
That's just hilarious, though. What the hell is this? Guess he's dead?
Toe Jam and Earl was a classic Sega Mega Drive game about a pair of alien rappers who crash land their spaceship on Earth and have to collect these scattered pieces while avoiding such typical Earth obstacles as marauding ice cream vans, the boogeyman, and cackling dentists. To help you survive this onslaught, the game is literally littered with power-ups, which are scattered throughout the levels in gift boxes. These gifts range from health-restoring food items, to tomatoes you can throw to defend yourself, to rocket skates, which can be a good or bad thing, depending on how you use them.
And off the edge he
This is
goes.
that some of these mystery presents contain bad power-ups, and until you open a gift of that type, you have no idea what's going to be inside. As such, you're at the mercy of the RNG gods, unless, of course, you find an old man wandering around in a carrot suit who will identify your presents for you. Look, the 90s were a weird time, alright? Anyway,
No
if you
kidding.
around opening unidentified presents willy-nilly, you could be at the mercy of gross food, which would sap your health, personal rain clouds that would follow you around and zap you with lightning, and worst of all, the power-up known as the Total Bummer. See if you can guess what that does.
Bummer.
That's right,
Insta-kill.
it kills you. I can see how they came up with the name.
Fake smash ball.
Smash Smash Balls are little floating orbs displaying the Smash Bros logo, which, on being hit enough times, break open, granting the character that broke them powerful finishing moves called Final Smashes, which range from being shot by spaceships
Or fatalities in a certain other
to being
game.
eaten up by a bunch of pixel art ducks and cowboys. So as you can imagine, they're pretty desirable. However, be wary when looking for Smash Balls, because in their infinite wisdom, Nintendo also added a fake Smash Ball power-up, which looks almost identical to the real Smash Ball, but if you hit it, it explodes, causing 36% damage and delivering a knockback strong enough to throw
Also,
off the
you
stage if your
probably
health is
shouldn't
sufficiently
play
low.
as Pichu, from what I've heard.
Luckily,
Adorable,
saying the
but a
difference
bad
between
idea.
A fake Smash Ball and a real Smash Ball couldn't be easier. You just need to look at the thickness of the lines on the glowing ball moving erratically around the incredibly busy level while several other people are trying to kill you.
Yeah, that's true.
Alright, no more Final Smashes from now on, I guess. Most first-person shooters that have power-ups usually have the good sense to make them provide you with advantages in combat, like shields or extra damage. Apogee's Rise of the Triad, however, decided that was boring, and so it threw in a bunch of truly bizarre power-ups that could completely change the way you played the game, like Dog Mode, which literally turned you into a dog.
Woof.
Or God Mode, which took the term far more literally than most games with a God Mode do, by making you 8 feet tall, glowing, and invulnerable, and able to disintegrate people with balls of energy you fire out of your hand.
Oh my god, they should
The
put that in
often
more
priced power-up
games.
you should definitely avoid is the Shrooms power-up, which is, essentially, an amount of psychoactive drugs that will render the game basically unplayable for 15 seconds. Anyone with motion sickness, look away now.
No!
Your enemies start flashing weird colours, the walls start stretching, and worst of
Dude.
all, the game reclaims control of the camera, causing your vision to lurch sickeningly around, making it basically impossible to shoot anyone, dodge anything, or walk in a straight line.
Dude, this must be one hell of a trip.
Despite being awful, Shrooms mode was apparently so iconic that it also made it into the Rise of the Triad reboot, where it is similarly unpleasant to look at.
Nice.
Ugh.
What
Where's
about
my
dog
love
mode,
for?
though?
There you have it. Those were some terrible video game power-ups that you should never pick up because they will actively make your life worse. If we missed your...
I mean, to be honest, I was not expecting that apparently the hug in Elden Ring is essentially a lie. I was so looking forward to that as well. I mean, I guess it's probably a usable game mechanic still. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It sucks, I know, that the hug is a lie, and yes, I'm gonna keep going on about that. I just want my goddamn hugs, man. Anyway, again, now for real. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video of whatever I'll be making. So yeah, bye.